Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Get a Grip with Kay. I'm your host, Kendall Reusing. Okay, before we head into the full podcast, if you would be so kind as to rate, like, subscribe, follow the podcast, depending on the platform you're listening on, that would be so amazing and appreciated. It really impacts the kind of guests we can have on, how quickly the podcast grows, and it might be something that you might not think about or is easily skipped, but it makes a huge difference to us and the team. So I really appreciate that. Thanks. And 2025 is officially the year of Get a Grip coming back in full force. I started this podcast when I knew I was going to take a bunch of time to pre-record episodes, and the podcast started that way. Gosh, I'd have to look back. Actually, I don't even know if that was early 2023 or late 2022. That's weird that I don't know that. But anyway, I started the podcast. I pre-recorded with so many different athletes. And then after that, it was so hard to keep up with the podcast episodes because I just didn't really plan ahead. And so through 2024, I would try to keep up with consistently posting more podcasts. But I just didn't, honestly, the real easy truth is that I just did not have the capacity for it. More on that for another time. But last year was such a crazy time for business and personal life stuff, and it just fell off. And so the posting was there, but it was really sporadic. I'd have to look back and see exactly how many episodes we put out in 2024. And when I say we, I have one person who's amazing who helps me with editing and production. There's not a team or anything. It's just me and my camera, and then my girl Emmy who helps me out. So with all that being said, this year I have finally a nice setup in my house, and I'm pouring a lot of time and energy into it. And there's so much that I want to share that I feel like I was held back from sharing last year, and people I want to interview, that the things it's starting to pour out more naturally and more authentically. And so anyway, I'm really excited because this is the year, baby. This is the year of the not rebrand, but relaunch of Get a Grip with Kay. And I even have new art. I don't know if it'll be up by the time you're listening to this, but there's a new cover photo or whatever. Anyway, without further ado, the way we're starting off the first episode of 2025 is with a guided visualization. This is not your normal podcast episode because I'm actually going to be walking you through a practice that I do with my Jiu Jitsu Accelerator clients. Jiu Jitsu Accelerator is my 6-month one-on-one mentorship program that takes people from bronze to gold level performance in the areas of Jiu Jitsu, mindset, nutrition, and strength and conditioning, which is about to relaunch, by the way. And if you're interested in JJA at all, I'll put the link in the show notes so that you can check it out, because we're going to be launching pretty soon. I usually launch once a year, and I take on a very limited number of people just to ensure quality. And there's only so many people that can work with at a time. So it's a beautiful thing, but the waitlist gets access first. So anyway, I'll put all that info in the show notes. But the reason I mention that is because visualization is one of the things that a lot of people have heard of or done a little bit of before. They've done a guided meditation, or they've been told to imagine what they want for themselves and manifest it and bring it to life. But we're not really given instructions beyond that. And it can seem kind of cheesy. So with visualization, I literally use visualization for anything in my life that I want. Not only competition and winning matches, but also how I want business meetings to go, just how I want to feel on a daily basis. I'll straight up visualize the day ahead and walk myself through it. And I'm doing it through my own eyes rather than watching myself, from the ceiling, so to speak. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you guys through a visualization of a perfect day. And it is not going to be a competition day. It's not going to be about winning tournaments. It's just a visualization to tap in to that highest state of what your day might look like, so that you can teach your body and your brain what you're looking for. And then subconsciously throughout your day, you are searching for that and magnetizing that and moving closer to it. So if you are driving or walking, don't close your eyes when I say to close your eyes. You can still do this with your eyes open and just have it be a thought experiment. It's not going to be very long. But if you are able to close your eyes, man, it can be very powerful to see and smell and hear and touch and walk yourself through this. So I recommend, if you can close your eyes, to do so. If not, just keep your eyes open, stay on your walk, stay on your drive or whatever. And, see it in your mind's eye as best as possible. So here we go. Okay, quick break before we get into it. If you're ever wondering what I'm dealing with during recording stuff, that's it. That's red. Okay, here we go. So, like I said, if you can close your eyes, and if not, that's okay, but I am going to close my eyes. So, what we'll do is we'll start here by closing our eyes and just taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, just fully relaxing your belly, your jaw, your shoulders, and then just following that cadence for a few more breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And again, this can be eyes open or eyes closed, driving, seated, but just getting into a flow with your breath. Letting your belly relax. And we're going to visualize our perfect day, a day led with motivation and momentum and light and depth. And so as you continue that breath, that cadence, just begin to feel this warm ball of light in your belly. It can rise and fall with the breath as if it's sitting in there and just kind of expanding with the inhale and shrinking down with the exhale. And I want you to imagine that ball of light moving up into your chest, right in the center, in your rib cage, again expanding with the inhale and shrinking with the exhale. And now that ball of light is going to move up through your throat, into your head, right between your eyebrows. And now as you inhale, it's going to grow and grow and grow, and it's going to keep getting so big that it comes outside of your head, outside of your body, and keeps expanding until it is completely surrounding you, this big ball of light that you are now inside. Whether you're seated or laying down, you're surrounded by this light. So we're going to do a bit of separation between the now and the visualization. So this ball of light that surrounds you, this is you in the now, right here, today. And we're just going to hold that in our mind's eye, and we're going to shift now into a visualization. Now keep that cadence of your breath, and as I move through this visualization, what you'll notice is that I'm going to say things like the place you go to work or the place you go to train. And you're going to have to work with me since this is a mass visualization for multiple people, including me, and we're all different. And so I want you to follow those directions and personalize this for yourself as needed. And I'll be doing the same. So to begin, I want you to try to be in your body as you hear your alarm go off in the morning. Try not to get too overstimulated. Alarm goes off. You open your eyes, think about what you see, how it feels in your bed, the material, how bright it is in the room. Walking over to turn the alarm off and feeling light, feeling rested. Looking yourself in the mirror, whether you're about to use the restroom, wash your face, brush your teeth, and feeling a sense of lightness, feeling a sense of confidence and peace. You like what you see when you look in the mirror. There's an excitedness of what you expect for the day and a deep sense of groundedness. What do you say to yourself in the mirror? What comes across your mind? Are you reminding yourself of the gratitude, whether that's granular, you're grateful you could get out of bed, or it's bigger, your dreams are coming true, your family. And how does it feel to sink into that first thing? And as you continue through your morning, whether it's feeling your hands around a warm mug, enjoying your breakfast, feeling good in the clothes you put on, preparing yourself for the day. Maybe you're writing, you're journaling, taking a moment to yourself with your morning drink and meditating, just checking in with your breath, connecting to yourself, going on a walk, whatever this perfect morning looks like for you. We want to embody that, feel it, smell it, taste it, and enjoy it. There's not a sense of rush, but there is a sense of relaxation, energy, clean energy, and being exactly where you need to be. Now, as we move forward from here, we want to see what it looks like on the way to work or training, depending on what you've got going on first thing. What's the music or the podcast or the silence that you're enjoying? How does it feel to deeply relax where you are in your seat as you're driving or riding or walking? And I'm going to use the example here of going to work. But if this is training for you, we'll circle back to that. Again, you have to personalize a little bit here. But I want you to imagine going into work, walking in, smiling, greeting people with positivity, elevating the room. Your energy alone as you move into a room elevates others. And that's a magnetic feeling because when they feel that, it bounces right back to you. It creates more of it, and it becomes a reflection of what you're giving off is also what's being reflected back. And if it's not always, things roll off your shoulders, don't have to penetrate so deeply. Moving through your day, how does it feel to feel in touch with what you're doing? To feel like you're giving your absolute best? Even if tasks seem mundane or unimportant, how does it feel to contain this sense of pride with you as you move through your day? You're going to move into your meal. Maybe it's your lunch, connecting with loved ones. Maybe you share something on social media if that's something that you're passionate about, bringing light to others, interacting with your friends, and maintaining this sense of relaxation and energy at the same time. It's a sustainable, grounded energy. And as you wrap up this work day, whether it's somewhere else or at home, again, feel into that space and control that space, own that space, make it what you need it to be, what you desire it to be, whether that's with candles or sounds or simply your breath. And as we wrap up this work day, there's a sense of excitement to head to training. You're getting in your car, you're heading out, you're feeling some gratitude for preparing yourself by packing everything that you needed. You feel fueled and energized by your nutrition. Maybe you had that second coffee today or a matcha, and that was a fun indulgence. Finding joy in those small pieces of life. And as you arrive to the gym to train, whether it's a lifting session or jiu-jitsu, and we'll use jiu-jitsu in this case, there's no nervousness or dread of going in. There's really a sense of, wow, how beautiful of a thing I get to do for myself, and I wonder what I'm going to learn today. And as you walk into the gym, again, the same way as the workplace, there's this commitment to bringing light to other people, even if you're a little tired or You're not quite sure what you're going to have to do in training. There's power in accepting that vulnerability of doing hard things. And so there's a value in bringing this light to other people, greeting people, elevating the energy in the room, because that makes you feel elevated and it makes you feel seen and a part of, rather than on the outside. And as you're getting ready to train, you notice that there's this sense of confidence that comes across you of, I bet that thing I've been hoping to do, if I focus on it, I bet I'll be able to complete that a few times in training today. I'm pretty tough. I'm pretty dedicated. I'm doing my best. I'm worthy of having that experience today. I'm going to give it my all, even though I am a little tired or, my knee is a little sore. I'm going to give it my best. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to get what I need out of this training. And all throughout training, every single time you feel a little bit of fatigue or frustration, reminding yourself, I chose this, and this is my hard, because there are lots of other hards. And this version of hard is worth fighting for. So as I finish a round and I'm tired, I'm immediately, shaking hands. I'm getting up, tying my hair, fixing my gi. I'm picking a new partner. And then I'm going to get water. Not going to wander around. So what does it feel like to have your head up, your chest up? And again, if this is a lifting session and not jiu-jitsu, it's the same. How does it feel to stay off your phone, to not scroll in between sets, to be dialed in, to have something in your ears that feels energizing, to look at yourself in the mirror and love what you see? And as you get to the end of this session, there's this magical feeling that you have created, this alchemy that you have earned through the actions that you took, of feeling proud of yourself and what you pushed through, knowing that you elevated yourself through this hard work, feeling the sweat drip down your face, feeling excited to connect, laugh a little bit, smile at others as you leave, and as you get in your car to drive home, the sense of fulfillment you feel is something that you just can't buy. How does that feel? And on your way home, enjoying the silence or whatever it is that you're listening to, feeling that you moved closer to who you want to be today. Because on this Wednesday or Thursday or random day in the beginning of 2025, these are the days that make up your life. So how does it feel to really enjoy that and not be waiting for someday? It's today. Today is the day. So enjoy it. And as you get home and prepare your meal, you're feeling fueled. How does it taste? What do you choose? How are you hydrating? Who are you connecting with at home? Or is it just you and your meal that you're sitting down to connect with? How does that feel? How does it smell? How does it look? Can you see it from your eyes rather than from above? Can you feel into that? Can you feel what's in your hands? Washing the dishes, connecting with another, cleaning up. And as you're getting ready to go to sleep, you're showering, enjoying the water, washing your face, brushing your teeth. It feels really good to take care of yourself. And I want you to take a moment in this day of reflection as you climb into bed. And it feels warm and good and comfortable. How does it feel to feel proud of yourself? To feel led by your heart today? And also to do things that you didn't feel like doing because you were committed to feeling connected to yourself and to getting closer to who you want to be, to embodying that. And then to acknowledge that this sense of fulfillment is what breeds continued motivation. It is not something that comes from an outside space. It is something that we get to control and commit to, and you did that today. And as you drift off to sleep, I want you to imagine feeling rested, feeling relaxed, and feeling at peace. And it's an easeful sleep that you drift into. Ooh, wow. We just went there together, didn't we? So just noticing the breath as you start to come back to wherever you are. I'm going to open my eyes. Wow, I was transported right there with you. Go ahead and open your eyes if they were already closed, and if they were already open, welcome back to me looking at you as you might have been looking at me with my eyes closed. So just as we're coming back to reality here, I want to remind you that doing this practice, let me check the time. That was a long one that we did together. You can do the quick version of this for 2 minutes to start your day. You can do a quick version of how you want your training session to go for 2 minutes in your car before you head into training. But this is a tool that you can use to connect your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul, and your inner knowing of who you can be at any moment. And it's free. It's easy to forget, though, and to get, distracted and wound up and anxious. Oh my goodness, I have a cat jumping up here. It is easy to forget that stuff. But this recording is dedicated to the remembering and to the reminder that you can call on this at any moment in time. Doesn't matter your circumstances, doesn't matter. I mean, I did this so much when I was injured about training and competing. And by the time that I was healthy, and even as I was like mid-healthy and coming back to training at a, not my quality of desire of training level, my brain and my mind and my soul were so connected to the process that I actually learned a lot through that. So that by the time I did come back to training fully, I had actually improved technically, and made those adjustments. So you can go deep on this, or you can go more broad. All right, I got to get the cat out of here. You can go deep on this, or you can go more broad. You can get granular on one technique you want to improve in, or you can make this really, wide and imagine what you want your relationships to feel like. There's no limit, but let this be a reminder that you can call on this anytime you need and really magnetize the person you want to be to the person you are today. Because the more you step into that, that's, I think, in my opinion of manifestation, is becoming the energy, becoming that person, rather than putting it as something that's far away that you have to reach for and that there are prerequisites to before you can be it. You have the power to step into it at any moment in time, and so do I. So the more often we do that, the more we're acting like that outside of the visualization, and the more our subconscious is looking for proof that that's real. And then we get to step into it. And then before you know it, you're living more like that on a daily basis. And that's definitely been my experience and the experience of a lot of my clients. It's funny, it's one of those things that I speak to about clients, or with clients, about that in the beginning really shocked me, because I didn't know that it would be such a fast change. If you can just commit to doing this for 3 days, if you can play this 3 days in a row, I promise you something will shift. I promise you something will shift. Just do it 3 days in a row. And when I talk to people about the changes that happen, I'm always humbled and inspired to continue my practice as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. I can't wait to hear your experience about it, or your experience with it, and any feedback. And I'll see you in visualization land. All right, guys, I'm really happy to be back in podcast land. Thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of January of 2025. If you enjoyed the episode, you already know what I'm going to ask for. Please rate, follow, subscribe. All of that stuff really helps. If you're on YouTube, commenting is great. Sharing the links is always amazing. Even if you copy and paste it and send it to one person, it really helps the podcast grow, and it makes it a lot easier to get other people on the podcast based on the size of it and how much exposure I can offer them. And that's kind of the behind the scenes of how podcasts really work. So I really appreciate it. It goes a long way, and I'd love to hear your feedback. And other than that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, knowing how powerful you are, really breathing into that. And I'll see you in the next one.